Alright, here's a video of the racing tractor. I've never done a video on this tractor before. Bought the mower, well, traded the mower from my friend for a small pit bike engine, which is on the counter here. That engine and the tractor, the frame anyways, and that engine for a motorbike, the old blue beach cruiser. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not, but you won't now because it's gone. But yeah, tractor was a Yamaha brand, Yamaha V-twin. It's a 26 horse. It's pressure lube. It's got a fuel pump and everything. Here's the tractor. It's got C-channel frame, which is strong. And I took my spicer rear end out of my other mud mower and put it in here upside down so I could have it lowered a lot. As you can see, the rear end's pretty low. But yeah, the spicer, I welded the mounts to the frame and reinforced it, and then got some angle to mount the sides for the inner fenders, because the seat sits down in the fenders. So I gotta cut it here and cut it here and bend those out like that, so you'll have room for your legs to fit through there, because that is pretty tight. It's comfortable to sit in now. And then the front end here was the stock tractor front end. Before, I was going to use the original spindles, which are right there. So I cut the axle here, and cut it there, and bent it down, as you can see. But then I decided to use go-kart spindles instead, and they fit right inside the original bolt hole. So now I can use that, and it'll match perfect. So it's got one here. Yep, and it turns and everything, and it's gonna connect to rod from there to there, and then I'm gonna weld a piece off of here, and then it's gonna go back to the steering shaft that you see right there in the sun, because that pivots with the steering box, which I'll show you in a minute. But I took the axle from the carriage that used to be underneath, cut rectangles out of the frame, and set it right here in front of the engine plate. Put a big bead along there, and then just a bead on back side, front side, and same on the other. And then here's the steering setup. Got the stock steering wheel. It says Yamaha. I don't know if you guys can read that or not, but it's got a bearing here. It's got a bushing there. It was a sprocket, but it fit the shaft perfect, so that works good. And I had to cut this so the column wouldn't be sticking straight up in the air. So now it's at a nice angle, so it'll be comfortable for the rider. And then right here is what I was working on recently when I started making the video. I welded these two pieces of 1/4 inch off the actual steering box plate, and then mounted a pillow block to it. Yeah, I gotta move the bearing actually over, because you can see that hole in the middle. Sorry about the shadow. You can see that hole right in the middle. That's center of the frame, and I need to move that over about 1/2 inch to the right, so it'll line up with that one. Let me get out of the shaft. Let me get out of the sun. And then, so that shaft comes down, and this shaft is here. Up underneath there is the gears, and I got bearings on this shaft here, right there, and right there. And then rockets up underneath there, all the gears. As you can see, there's a lot of room in between the bearing and there. I'm going to be dropping the bearing down on threaded rod, as close to that sprocket as I can get it. So then I'll have room up top here to I'll put another bushing like that one on the steering shaft here, and then I'm going to use this truck steering joint right here, pivots like that. I'm going to use that to connect it from there to there. I got another one coming because that's a square shaft. The one that's coming is 3/4 inch round shaft bore. So yeah, the motor mounts right down in here. Here's the pulley for the front. Yeah, it's a pretty big one. Got a 1 inch hub welded into it. Used to be 1.5 inch bore, but it had a 1 inch press fit in there, so welded a 1 inch hub into it. Yes, it's cast iron. Hope it'll hold. Yeah, shaft is 1 inch. And then underneath there, you can see the shiny brand new pulley. it's a 3.45 inch pulley. All shifting is the same because the linkage just comes off the bottom. So it's reverse here, neutral, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then that's how it is. It's backwards basically. Then I made the brackets to mount the front of the tranny. Just welded them to the frame. That one's 1/4 inch. That one's like 5/16 I think. I didn't have the same piece, but yeah, that's going to turn out nice. That motor, I haven't heard it run yet because my friend took off the oil filter, but it was stuck on there so bad he had to put a screwdriver through it. So I'm going to put the new filter on there and get it mounted on the tractor. If anybody knows how to wire a V-twin, it's got a wiring harness like this. There's two white and, well, there's one white and black striped wire. Then there's two black and white striped wires, and then there's a solid white wire and a solid black wire. If anybody knows the wiring combination for that, let me know. This thing has a kind of a miniature car starter on it because the solenoid's mounted to the starter. It's all one piece right there. Governor used to be there, but I disconnected it because I'm going to make a mount to the top of the fan shroud because that's the butterfly right there. So I'm going to use that. There's the fuel pump. Fuel inputs over there too. Overhead valve. Here's the exhaust manifold for it. So I'm going to run that. Probably going to cut that off and then cut a big long oval hole, and because that's going to be like probably right there. So I'm going to cut an oval hole and then run the pipe up underneath, and I'm going to do a side pipe out from underneath the other running board just like that one. I got the piece right there, but I haven't welded it on. And I'm going to use like a Honda Ricer fart can exhaust muffler for it, because I thought that would be kind of cool. But I don't know. Let me know what you all think on this, because it's a work in progress right now. As you can see, I got a lot to go. Still far to go, so just let me know what you think. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.